Good morning, everybody. Just thought I would come to a nice serene spot for what I'm about to talk about. So peaceful and quiet. Debdale Park. This is a video I thought might have been a lot easier to talk about than it actually is now, Mio. This video is a tribute, a reflection on someone very important, someone who meant a lot. Linda Phillipps, Pag UK, lovely Linda Phillipps, unfortunately has lost a battle from cancer. It's been a little bit weird knowing, not really talking about it, knowing that Linda is such a strong figure. And I'll be honest with you, there was an element where I thought she was that much of a fighter that this ain't gonna bother Linda. She's too strong for this. Linda has gone through so much in her life to let this. But hey, Linda was an amazing lady. Linda was a lady that, my word, when I think about when I first met Linda, I attended a march in Rochdale, the FLA march, that was talking about grooming and the sexual exploitation of young girls in that area, and further afield, Greater Manchester, and all the other towns and cities where this had been going on, and probably still going on. So following the DFLA, you going all around different cities, you know, trumpeting this message, a very important message. Although abuse is abuse, no matter who it happens to. Get to Rochdale, and next thing you know, I didn't realise I'm stood at the I'm stood with Gerard Batten, Linda, while Linda is asking for some justice, pleading for some justice, delivering a letter along with Justin and a few other members of the DFLA who were more than happy to help her out at that time. At that time, I actually thought this is an anomaly, because Linda's plight, what I then found out, was in regards to Knoll View School, abuse that had happened primarily to her son in the 90s, but moreover, she was wanting to talk about the blanket abuse that was going on there for decades, seemingly. And when you scratch even deeper, you find out that Cyril Smith was the chairman of not only that school, if you can call it a school, more like a borstal, and others. So then when you scratch further, the abuse just didn't happen to Linda's son, didn't just happen to members in that school, but then it started to scratch into care homes, into other institutions like this, where this has seemingly gone on for years, covered up. So I didn't know all this. So I'm looking at Linda and thinking, this is just as important as anything else, you know? what Linda's plight was when I'd spoke to her, the length of time that Linda had been fighting for this, the amount of different documents that Linda had to prove what she was talking about was valid. And it astounded me that no media institution, no council is literally going to talk about it. I'm sure there was glimmers of hope over the years, but it all come to everything just dying down. And anyone knows Linda, if Linda has got a bee in her bonnet about something, knowing that she sees the good in people, and she normally, her moral compass is uber high. So, and she's not afraid to speak out. So all them three things combined, it's like, shit. Councils step back, police step back, because you can't deal with a woman like Linda. They couldn't castigate her. They couldn't vilify her. They couldn't do anything. All they could do was pretend that she wasn't there. So I started to follow Linda, which then led to PAG, which then led to Shatter Boys and many other organisations. Linda still remained a focal part of all them said organisations. She was more than happy to support. She'd come down with a file to pretty much any event that any of these guys were doing. She was always there to help. It's so sad. Makes you so angry. She's left a really beautiful family behind. These were her life. Now, if anything, what I'd like to say is a message to these guys, Charlotte, Stacey, and Craig. Don't be in despair, guys. Your mother wouldn't want that. Your mother will want you to be a unit. Remember what she's about. Remember the morals that she instilled and what she was all about. And carry it on. Carry it on. That's the best way you can repay your mother. Never forget. And who am I telling people how to suck eggs at a time like this? I'm not. And I do apologise if it comes across that way. Only to say that I've been through this. I lost my mother 3 weeks before my 17th birthday. So that rocked my world. My mother was everything. So I can understand where you guys are at. I can understand how empty it may feel. I can understand how you might think, where do we go from here? But believe me, it will get better. Time is a healer. One thing you've got to know, your mother is of such a stature that she's got the respect, the admiration of thousands of people around this country, and more intimately, Rochdale owes Linda a debt that it could probably never repay. To Billy, keep doing what you're doing, mate. You know, that's what Linda would want. And you know what you're doing is going in the right direction. As ever, so any help, any support, I'm more than happy to lend a hand. I've actually got my PAG t-shirt on now. So all you do you just keep cracking on. If anyone remembers the other day, when I come out and I've done a video saying that I wanted to get back to talking to survivors, giving my platform up for survivors who feel over the years they've not had a voice, and if they feel they can put that voice across, they want to help people, maybe help themselves, I'm more than happy to do that. What people don't know is the reason why I've done that is because I just heard about Linda, and I'd had a chat with Rose English, and Rose made it very apparent Linda would want that. And that's the best way to evolve, to actually help. I'm actually thinking of somehow naming it after Linda. So that idea is not gone. I'm literally going to work on that in the next few weeks, hopefully with the help of others, to collate some people who literally want to talk, anonymously or on camera. Really doesn't matter. But I think for Linda, I think that would be a good way for me to show how much Linda meant, and really what Linda was all about. Having that voice. Or for people like Linda, having the lack of that voice. For someone of that stature, for someone who's got such a character, so much charisma, and they ignored her. But we're not ignoring you, Linda. You're not forgotten. You never will be forgotten. So same again, my condolences to the Phillipps family and the wider family. My condolences to Rochdale, because Rochdale has lost one of the best citizens. So the best way is to remember her, and the best way is to consider your thoughts and actions, knowing that life can just change for you and your family, just like that. So rest in peace, Linda. Rest in peace. Red Pill Phil. I love you all, even the pissing haters.